Yeah, I'm streaming, bro. Is it buffering as well? Just let me get some water and I go on, bro. Hung me down and tell me when to go on, bro. Mic check, mic check, mic check. All right, welcome back to the W. Excuse me. Welcome back to the WB Wakeabilities. Excuse me again. Welcome back to the WB Wakeabilities Morning Vibes. For today, Wednesday, the 25th of February, 2026. I'm Moside, hosting this morning remotely, not in studios, so it looks differently. But we are still connected and we're still hosting, we're still bringing you Belize's premier morning conversation, and we are still built around your participation, though the telephone line is going to be different today. The number is going to be a WhatsApp call at 672-4770. So you can WhatsApp a regular call, but most people choose to WhatsApp call 672-4770. That's the line for you to get into the conversation this morning. Wake up Billy's Morning Vibes. Wednesday, been up and down week for me physically. I want to thank Sister Yaya for, again, substituting for me yesterday. I was on Monday. I know I'm back today. All right. Hopefully, physically we hold up, and well, most importantly, hopefully you are ready to go. You're feeling well, and you've got something to say this morning. We love when you have something to say, and we feel like there is no better place to say it than saying it here. This is where your settings. WB. It's the space for the people's opinion, their voices, engagement, and the number might be different. I might not be in studio, but the rules are still the rules, and we don't want you to be uncomfortable to call the number, right? 672-4770. You feel me? And if you miss the number and you don't have a screen where you can see it on your television or online, you can just call the number and they will tell you the number. So you can call the numbers right there at Zing Fence, and they can connect you to the number, and that's the way it works. All right. So this is WB Wake Billy's Morning Vibes again, like we mentioned, for Wednesday. And always we've got a bunch of stuff going on. We have things to say, but those things are backseat things. We are here to promote your voices. So we don't want you to stay mute. This is not a sermon. This is not a presentation. I'm not here to preach. I'm not here to be on a rostrum and just run off my mouth. I love being able to reason. So once again, let me just repeat. The number for you to call is 672 4770. All right. Now let me just take a little sip of water and would I want at least one person be the guinea pig and just test the line and make sure it work? That would be great. So you can do that. Link with us and give us a call on at least a morning. Make it talk. All right. You're good with that. I'm good with that. WB. Now, a couple of things it's been going on, and we've kind of had it's a whole lot always going on, and so it's easy for you to, especially I was not on last week. Came back in on Monday. And then I had Sister Dominique. That was fun on Monday morning. I'm sure that the topic has been touched, but it's important to be on the record as we saw the in at least in last night's in when I read the script for the newscast from Channel 7, we saw where the NGC has weighed in on the matter of the description, but we have a call. So let me take the call. Good morning, WB. Good. Wait, repeat the situation, brother.
Young nigga got in a prison with him and playing the gun in the top six. I don't know what that way
Boy.
I'm not boy, I'm here to good well. And if I get no bill, it's not a deal. Right? Young man, I deal to one of the I'm not more up on the car part when I am down. Nobody mentioned nothing more up for young lady.
Okay, I have to be honest. I am not up to date on that case, so I don't have much to say. We can try to look into it for sure, but I don't know much about it, to be honest, my brother.
And I don't really know the young lady, but they just start to the way how we could deal it. When it comes to poor people, we have fast. I mean, come on, what about I don't be a little bit less. I don't really know the young lady, but nobody mentioned about it. None of the liars, nobody gets in and check for the young lady. Come on, I'm a poor person.
Right, right.
Every time I can call you like a pepper,
yeah.
I don't know where and I don't to like finish the night.
Okay, well, if you've mentioned it to Sister Yaya, I can probably check with her because she is vigilant with things like that, So I will see if I can get a link with her and get an update. Okay?
Yeah, I really want to find out where it's going. You don't really know, but I just say when it comes to poor people like that.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I understand. All right, brother. Yeah. Yeah, so we saw a call coming in. You can call us back if there's somebody on the line. Well, I'm glad that you didn't trip the call. Sometimes that happens. Cell phones are different from hardlines. So again, if we have somebody on the line, we ask you to just be a little patient, allow the person to just express themselves, and then we go from there. The telephone line is 6724770. Krem, good morning, WB.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Koy. You're live on air.
Okay. I'm calling because remember on Monday you did a thing on CARICOM, but you didn't know the details?
Yes.
Well, there's this matter of Cuba, and then there's this matter in Mexico, and I don't get the impression that we understand our connection to Iran. All of this is connected, nor have I heard anything said. Yaya was on air last week, and it is she who at least alerted me. I don't know about the rest of the country because I wasn't paying attention to local news at all. she alerted us about an, a, an interview, a comments made about Belize on an American generated podcast by the ex-campaigner of Marco Rubio. The person's name, if I recall rightly, is Jose Malea. Now, starting there, to give the relevance, the framework relevance, Mr. Malea, in his interview with the host, commented that Belize is under the radar with Washington and gave three primary contexts. One, the BTL situation. I forget the other two. He gave three that I
BTL,
recall.
the port situation with
Yes,
the Stake Bank situation.
Yes, yes. And there's a third. I don't remember the third.
Oh, yeah, there's a third.
But anyway, so I don't know if conversation has been generated. I haven't heard every word said on your program since then, but I haven't heard it spoken about in the portions I have heard on Creme. I don't know if it was on Love Order, but these are all serious situations affecting this country. And let's start there with those comments. The fact that we are under the radar. Well, I don't know if we didn't know we were under the radar long ago. But for damn sure, our leadership has not mentioned, indicated, said anything of this. In complete contrast, most to what happens in Europe. They keep their people up to date on all the conflicts ensuing with the United States. Not to mention the most recent, where the French Foreign Ministry has summoned the brother of Mr. Trump's son-in-law, who is the ambassador to France, on the comments made about the killing of the rightest person in France, and Mr. Trump's decision to link it to the expansion of the far left. They don't allow anybody to get in their business. And no discussion. Now, so within that framework now, these three things. One, you just ran an interview on the Cuban ambassador. You see, Mose, this is our problem, including our brother, our Cuban relatives. Don't stop sugarcoating things, because when you sugarcoat it, a laid-back community like Belize then concludes there's no problem. Don't you agree with me?
Yeah, I mean, even when you don't sugarcoat it, we tend to, especially with matters where involve other countries and might seem out there for us, we really have to rattle the cages for, and it's
exactly.
and the reality is we live in a time when people's attention span, you have to really fight for it. You've got to shout loud and clear, because they don't have time for you, right? They don't have time for you.
They don't have no time. And not only that, your national leadership is already caught in the trap. They are hoping to God that nothing to disturb their tranquility comes along, right or wrong? That's,
Yeah,
hello?
I mean, yeah, I'm hearing you. You're live on the Miss
The local leadership is going to be happy now. But they said nothing wrong. No one will make fuss about. This is the problem, man. You're not helping. We are reporting that you used the word yesterday, perilous times. These are the times, and our Cuban relatives and our Venezuelan crowd and all the crowd need to understand this is no time to sugarcoating and be diplomatic. That no more work. No, that is not going to work. You tell us how bad things are. You tell us how you feel about our behavior in the Caribbean, the larger Caribbean, and in the Belize part of the Caribbean. You tell us so that our people can understand the gravity of the situation and the need for our leadership to change course. But if you just sugarcoat it and no, nothing, we've been suffering all along. It's just a little bit more suffering, like for real. Really?
So,
Man, this man is running the same huge warmongering warships that he had in the Caribbean from which he launched the attack on Venezuela. These are the ships that are heading now. One is in Crete, in Greece, heading now into the Persian Gulf and that area. We understand. Do we know? Do the Belizeans know that before there was an Arbenz taken out, the first country that America practiced regime change on was Iran, just prior to the Arbenz issue in 1954. They took out Mossadegh, man. It was taking out Mossadegh and putting back the Shah's family that would lead to the removal of the Shah in 1979 when the people couldn't take him anymore because of the amount of people that had been murdered, including the disappearance of people on universities in North America, including my university. So we're all connected. This is not supporting the revolutionary thing in Iran. No, but we need to understand these situations in minute detail, the most minute detail possible, for us to understand the position our government and people and nation should take. If we don't understand, look at the Mexican situation now. It took the name Corozal Times. I don't even know what the Corozal Times is, but I am told it was this Corozal Times that issued the warning to Belizeans that Chetumal is under lockdown, don't cross the border. That would then, there would be a lapse before our government would come out and make a little statement, but sort of say, if you go across the border, be careful. Don't go across the border, period. You all understand what is happening. What is happening in Mexico not just start? It did not just start. But we, because we don't pay attention and we hope to God and prayer, we like to have novena and go light candle. Them that thing don't work, Papa and Mama and sister. They don't work. So Mexico is in an uproar. Are you all aware that the very, I don't know if all or some of the avocados we buy from Mexico during our off season, the avocado trade is heavily controlled by the very Nueva Generación group, the Jalisco. Do we know that? You understand, Mose? Now look at and this is where our Latin American and Caribbean people have to change. Mexico busy trying to appease Mr. Trump. Everybody trying to appease him. Has the appeasement worked? No, it hasn't worked at all. None at all. So now, suddenly we hear that the U.S. is involved in taking out the Nueva Generación gang leadership. But you think that's going to stop the drug trade and the gang? No, what you're going to have now is a massive struggle for control of Nueva Generación, plus all the other gangs, plus new gangs emerging, plus an expansion of recruitment of the young, the very young, into the gang structure. Do you understand that? Do Belizeans understand the level of, they sold us globalization was, right? They sold it to us. Well, the gangs took it up. They are hugely globalized. They're on 6 continents except Antarctica. That's a fact. They're on 6 continents. They took up the call to globalize, and they are highly sophisticated business people.
Yeah, the
They are both,
estimated GDP of this particular cartel, if it was a nation, is around is around 50 billion, which would make it
exactly
25 times larger than the Belizean economy.
no, 12.
We are what, 4?
We are how much?
We're talking US.
Times.
We're talking US.
Oh, sorry, yes. 8 times, 12 times, 24 times.
Yeah.
Exactly, Mose. So this is nothing. Now, what the Mexicans, for us to deal, long ago they had a conference at Fort George. I attended. This matter of, it was on energy. And I pointed out, man, the problem with Mexico is its ruling class. Just like the problem in Belize is its ruling class. Just like the problem in the Caribbean is the ruling class. All over Latin America. Until these goddamn people stop dealing with their people as though we are living in a feudal age and get modern and understand that you have to share power. People need education, they need help, and they're going to get it no matter where or not. And most the Mexican state, the Belizean state, the Colombian state, the Venezuelan state facilitate the process because they want to keep a part of the wealth for the ruling class. So it's crumbs that settle for the rest, and they use this drug program to distribute the crumbs. This is a fact.
You know what I find?
To come to grips with these realities. Go ahead, darling.
You know and it's not just some personal opinion. I've read the incident or the initiative coming out of the Trump administration to intervene in Nigeria is one that is not spoken about a lot in the media. But,
exactly.
But it's a very informing incident as to how this particular administration is working. The word they use is that it is random. The president. It appears random, but the danger. Well, so one of the leading explanations as to the culture that exists right now in this White House with this president is one that he's not physically well. And so, unlike his first term, where he was more in control, what's happening now is that those around him see his weakness, and they are being just opportunistic with their personal agendas, dealing with him. That makes the situation extremely volatile and dangerous because once it seems to me, again, and this is not me just sitting in a corner and just thinking all different type of, based on what I've read, is that the way it works is once somebody is able to get his ears and tell you know what, we have some situation in Nigeria and we should adjust, we big and we bad and we strong, we need to be there, that he does not have the kind of developed judgment and restraint to sit on those type of things. He acts immediately.
Instantaneously. This is part. I've observed this person. What we have most is strategic manipulation of a damaged mind.
100.
Is not new. This has happened before in history. This has happened. If you study, we don't want to study British history. We don't want to study Roman history. That don't mean nothing to me. Well, I can't talk for nobody, but me, I understand contemporary history in the context of ancient history. It has happened before. So watch it, Mose. Listen to this. Dr. Sosa made a statement on Nur Mohammed's program the other morning. Very apt, incomplete. If you know Roman history, you're going to see the same damaging decisions that the Roman emperors were actually insane because of the lead and all the wine and all the disorder they were involved with. And the people around them used all of that. And so when Rome collapsed, when the barbarians arrived at Rome, Rome was already gone. It was already gone. We are watching this happening in the United States. You see? And then our leadership is poor in the Caribbean. Now this lady agreed to bring down the leadership of the Nueva Generación. But this lady ought to know that you can't just do that in Mexico, because the gangs in Mexico are not products of themselves.
Yeah, but she has been
organic products.
She has gone against her stated opinion on the matter, because she, I think, on more than most recent Mexican leaders, has been very clear and consistent that the policy of headhunting in dealing with the cartels has been more damaging than helpful. She has been on the record saying this multiple times. This is what I've read, that if you do this, all you've created are fractures, and fractures creates more violence. That's why she has been pushing back. But
it's like a hydra. That's what you're doing.
But they've said she has had to. She was under pressure from Washington, and so she decided, well, if this is what you want, then we are going to do this. But
this is it, Mose. Go ahead.
Yeah. So it's. But for me, the the unwellness, physical unwellness. I'm not giving opinions on his political ideology and his soul and his morality. No, I'm speaking to just how impaired he seems to be, and the opportunistic vultures that are manipulating him means.
And they're of all kinds. You got the tech industry crowd. Then their own set of vultures. Then you have the apartheid South African migrant crowd, which are part of the tech crowd. This is all happening at the same. Mose, something came to me. It was day before yesterday. Looking at this Iranian situation, I am heavily have always been one of the people in my life who has been my most beloved of friends was an Iranian. So that is not the reason. That is not what started my interest in Iran. But it is surely one of the reasons that I remain. Actually, I was offered residence in Iran long ago. I could have lived there. And the Baha'i faith started there. So I have a lot of reasons to be connected to Persia, which is now modern Iran, long before I became even an adult. Then it struck me, Mose, somebody arrived at an unwritten agreement with Russia and China. We will make you do what you want over there, so you could left we alone over here, and then we do what we want in our whole backyard. Did you get that? Did you ever get that impression? You got that impression, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. So Ukraine and Russia trying to do what you want with Ukraine, and China giving us sort of license. You do what you want with Taiwan. We're not going to interfere in that. We're going to deal with it over here. But suddenly, the ships that were, the massive war ships that were brought into the Caribbean have now been sent back across the ocean and are about, one of them is now in Crete, in Greece, is about to enter into that whole area to create massive destabilization. But yesterday, the brother-in-law, his envoy, Whitcock, made a strange statement. He said that Mr. Trump is very curious, finds the Iranian behavior very curious. He thought that the amassing of weaponry and firepower and air power and all kind of power was going to frighten the Iranians. And paraphrase, he used the word curious. That word he used, because it stuck with me.
Yeah, I saw the interview.
And so now I could get the impression that Mr. Whitcock thought how we get here, and that Mr. Trump is wondering how we get here. But they are there. They are there. So, wouldn't that be the reason that meetings have been taking place between and among Havana and Cuba, whatever name, Venezuela, and Beijing and Moscow? Because they realize that the unwritten agreement has been broken. The unwritten agreement, just as happened with the first Cuban crisis. The first Cuban crisis arose out of the installation of weaponry in Italy and Turkey. And then the Russians said, man, but you're not supposed to be here. Then they crossed the Atlantic, and before you know it, we had the Cuban crisis and an agreement that was never announced. The world didn't know about it. And a private agreement was arrived at between Washington and Moscow. If you withdraw, then we will draw back. And we will never touch Cuba. That was part of the agreement.
Well, it cost that agreement cost JFK his life.
Exactly.
And it cost Khrushchev his legacy, and he became scorned in Russia. So, but it was an agreement. I have felt that it's an agreement between. It was an agreement. I feel that it would appear to have saved the planet.
Yes, it's definitely it saved. No question about that. But that just goes to show you that why is Iran caught up in this struggle for weaponry? If Israel to the south and the U.S. are going to be the only nuclear powers allowed to operate in the region, then that puts everybody's survival at risk. But particularly that of Iran, bearing in mind that the
and for those who are like saying, man, just to talk about all and things abroad, just to go back to your original point, and I think just to connect all of this very quickly, Ms. Coe, is to say, if the most powerful military, the world's empire is so vulnerable when it comes to a sporadic manipulation, so the America was basically drawn in to attack sites in Iran, but that was not enough. So the Netanyahu has gone back to the well with Mr. Trump and said, come attack them again. So you know what? Mr. Trump said, okay, good. Let's do that again. It doesn't look, it's not good for us that you could have somebody approach this most powerful person and whisper something to him, and you are in his crosshairs, because he acts. You know, whatever you want to say about him, when he looks at a thing and he has been convinced of a thing, he doesn't hesitate. He acts, and he doesn't care what happens afterwards. He just does it.
Does it, and this is where. So we have Venezuela now. We have the Caribbean. We have look at Belize. Belize is in the epicenter. Wouldn't you agree? What will happen when that movement starts north to the south? Because they will have a chance to recover, to regroup. Would it be logical given that there is pressure being put on this entire gang process from Colombia right up north and below Colombia, Ecuador, the whole pack of them, but Colombia is at the crosshairs and Venezuela. Isn't Belize set right in the middle? Because we are in the middle of the Caribbean crisis and the Latin American crisis. And I don't get the understanding that our leadership understands any of that. Imagine Chatamal was under lockdown and it takes a private media enterprise. I have to assume the Corazon Times is a private media to alert the Belizean population. Then afterwards, and now you have the Cubans saying, no, we know you all are. That is the next problem. We had our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean region, and they cut out at the same place of cloth like we, same piece of cloth. My enemy, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. All of this nonsense we operate on no ruffle feathers. Worse now because their concept of power is rested in the state, whereas we understand that the state is not always good, not always proper, not always correct. There is a greater tendency in us to question the state, but they don't do that. So because Cubans don't do that, that's not in their tradition, at least for the last, and they've always did on an autocratic government. More so now, but this is the time when you need truth, man. You need the Caribbean taken to task. The investment Cuba has in the Caribbean and the investment the Caribbean has in Cuba is too large to be lost through nonsense. Don't you agree, Mose?
Yeah, well, we have had this conversation, Ms. Corey. So, and I spoke with the Venezuelan ambassador. I did that live on air, and he was similarly. And I guess this is how you're trained. This is how diplomats are trained. No, that you don't.
Not only diplomat, but the French don't function that way. The Europeans don't function that way. When their backs are against the wall, they make their backs are. Look at the Greenland situation. You get the impression that the Danes are trying to cover that up. No, they're pulling it out full for the whole world to see without no illusions of what might happen in Greenland, right or wrong, Most?
I mean, you have no less than Mr. Zelensky on multiple occasions, kind of saying to America, and they have gotten a lot from America, but he is called out Mr. Trump. He's called out. He's called out Europe. His last presentation at Davos, he called out Europe. He said, "You all are saying the right things, but some of you are still doing business with Russia." He called them out to their face.
Exactly.
So we seems we gone on a different school over this side of the world, no?
All different school, and we are trapped in an old colonial school, and we have to change quick, fast, and hurry.
Have a good break, Miss Corey. Thanks very much. We go to 2 Cents Calm, sponsored by 4th Point Security. And then we'll be back with more WB. Hopefully we can get you to get in on the air this morning. Hosting remotely on this Wednesday morning, 25th February, 2026, right here on Crum Radio and on XTV. We'll be right back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. I'm Mosiah. I'm hosting this morning remotely, not in studio, so it looks different, but still the same vibe. It's all about getting you to participate in the conversation. Right now, it is almost 8 o'clock. I have to watch when I say the time. It's best you look at the time on the screen, or I say the time, there's a certain delay, latency. So if I say, for example, right now it's 4 minutes away from 8 o'clock, by the time you hear it, it's not going to be 4 minutes to 8 o'clock anymore. So I won't say the time, but you can look at the time on the screen. If you have XTV or you're getting us via the streams online, then you are able to access it. All right. We don't have the studio line, but we do have a cell that you can WhatsApp call. So the number is 6724770. That's the live line for you to participate in the conversation. We have a call coming in. WB, good morning.
Brother Moses.
I could see your name. I know that you. Yeah.
I am furious, Brother Moses.
Talk to me.
I feel like somebody chanced me, you know?
What didn't do you, man?
I was at a friend's house yesterday,
Uh-huh.
and while I was there, they came to cut out his light.
Mm-hmm.
So I called the person, he said, boy, look, if you could deal with that today, and get that factory that set, no?
Mm.
So I went to BL to pay the light because if I'm going to hear it, they are still cut out the brother's light. Right? So I got a BL. Only to find out that even though he did not get cut out, he have to pay a reconnection because he was on the list to get cut out. Now, that's a $15. Plus the fact that they don't corrupt me like bill too. But this wasn't me. This wasn't for me. Because if it was for me, I would have been in the Eastern Division detention still right now. I don't know if I may ever come out right now. Because I want to lose it. I don't get caught. But you will tell me that you don't jack up my rate and I still have to find $15 to give you. Now, listen to me, boys. How about when I left one balance? Like I got $300 and I said, make I pay it. And then when they come to take out that, stop that because I will tell you what I do now. That makes them think you got money. So your bill go up automatic because why got money, got the balance at 200. Man, tear the bill up now. In my mind, this is why I believe. So, I will tell you this. Why is it that I could trust you with my money, but you can't trust me to come pay the light? Now listen, listen. If my history shows that every 2 months I get cut off, then I'm a delinquent child. I can understand that. But I don't get cut off. You know why? Because I need the light. I pay the light. Now, the 24th come and I'm able to pay the 24th and buy slip me. But I'm coming to pay the light. I have to pay the light.
Yeah.
Now you want to tax me 15 by it might sound like that, like leave it to them all. But thank God Jesus it never happened to me.
Yeah.
Because I would have lost it. Completely and totally lost it.
But Colin Moore, we don't need you detained at Raccoon Street or any precinct, police precinct. Yeah, glad that it wasn't you.
Oh no, I think because it wasn't for me.
I think
and then I couldn't explain to the judge why I lost it over something to somebody else.
Yeah.
But if God forbids, was this is wrong. You can't charge me for something. You don't cut me out, but you only charge me to reconnect me because well you may get cut anyway. What? But I paid bill now. No man. No man.
But listen. I get that. I think you excuse me. I think you have to understand one of the things when you're dealing with frontline personnel is that they are not allowed a lot of discretion and judgment. So you can't hold them in the fire, right? You have to hold the company in the fire for what is their policy in handling this. I'm sure that they have been told. It doesn't matter if they have not been caught. Once they get on the list to be caught, we have to charge the reconnection fee. Now, you and I can describe that as being an unreasonable position to have. But these frontline personnel, and you say, well, why you can't just be flexible and understand? I believe most of them are they are on a tight line. If they make such a judgment call, then their employment status is jeopardized. So I don't think you have to bring your fire towards whoever you meet.
No, but I didn't bring it to them. I
No.
apologize to the two young ladies and I explained to them.
Yes,
I'm going to say what I gotta say, and I know you can't do nothing. But I need to get this off my chest.
But if that be you, they would have seen a different side of you, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yes, I would have laughed.
All right, so.
Daddy Angel will come and tell me, Luke, calm down. The devil may have replaced me that day, and I know me, I've been killed. Yeah, why? I don't do it. But more listen to me.
Yes, sir.
I am thinking now that I need to remove, and now BL tells me, I want to take off the whole of this week, because I'm going out of POC this week. I don't want to light on my house summer. Come take it off. I will use the butane generator until I could buy 2 solar panels, and I will run my electricity with solar. You see? Because I could go and I could buy 10 lights and put them in the sun in the morning and bring them from the wall at night, and I got light inside of my house all night without PL.
And you have enough, and your generator is strong enough to deal with your industrial capacity.
That's exactly what it's built for.
Oh, it's built for that.
They tell me that I can't do that. While I'm in city limits, I can't do that. So I have to tolerate you while we look at. I got 1 more month, and I will have the wonderful feeling the culture has said.
Aye, man. Listen. You're upset with BL.
I'm really upset, and you know what? That is something. Just like why I get upset with the phone. Do you know that we look to buy one phone company, and the police station that Stand Hill and Boom no have no phone? So you could call like 1 million times when they look to kill you. Why you are dead there, way? And no phone they will cover. But yet you want to buy one.
How do you mean the police station in San Hill doesn't have the phone is not working? What's wrong with the phone?
You mean the government phone when they got the Boom and San Hill does not work?
What do you mean it doesn't work?
If you don't there, it physically look like it there, it doesn't work.
What do you mean? What do you mean it doesn't work? Like they're not connected? Like they know what?
Well, you could call that 1 million times, brother.
Oh, you mean? Okay, but that doesn't mean it not work. It's not answered. It's different from.
It don't work. The police say it don't work. The phone don't work.
Do you know that for a fact?
Because I have to go and drive where they.
No. I hear that, but not because they said the phone not work, it mean it not work. I'd ask you if you call the phone and see if it ring, like that's what they ask.
I stand up right in at the station, call the don't matter, tell the police, you know, I call them for the other 1 hour. Something tell me just go to the station. The man said, call the number right now. Call it. I call it. He said, the number I reach is like.
No, I call him more, I don't believe you.
But more just say that thing only will happen to me because I literally work. I drove and gone there.
Boy, I tell you. So you did so what are the hold up, boss, hold up. Because I don't know which one you talk about the Boom, but later we passed the Sand Hill one. The Sand Hill one we probably have the checkpoint, right? That way they got the agricultural checkpoint. And they got they don't want to shed they got a building, right?
One building, 2-story building.
2-story building. But you're telling me that the phone in the 2-story building not working?
Not trabaja, not working. No battalion, no good. Yeah, that you want to buy one next phone company. And your people in the rural village going to call the police all day. The murderer kill it, and the police were never here. When they come and begin to come with big stick, lock and knife, but I done that already.
But Cullimore, question, bro. When you do this evaluation about the phone, was this a recent thing or they give me last year news?
This Monday.
Monday
Like 2 days ago.
Monday like 2 days ago.
Monday morning, sir.
Yeah.
Call. Then something tell me, most I know that if I go to the person where they have the issue with, I won't go home. So I call the police.
So wait, so hold up. Here why I find this to be extremely bizarre. Very people say, yeah, that's how beliefs work. No, but this is bizarre. From my understanding, the phone line at a particular police station, let's look at this one at Sand Hill. This is not a phone line that is going to get disconnected because
it should be.
So I can imagine that the phone, they could have it that the phone that the officers they, I don't know, like people know they use their line. They're not like one time when people use hard lines and they call international and run up your bill, like then things don't really happen again like that. Because we got WhatsApp, we got VoIP now. We gone through the years, we gone through the.
Not allow you to do the international.
All right. So now I am puzzled. What could go wrong with the phone where it not working? And if I am a police officer. And again, most police officers, most people have their personal cell phone, whatever. But I would think it would be considered an essential part of the operation. I know I would think that having a working phone line at the police station is a necessity. I think that is kind of obvious. So why would if I am a police officer stationed in Sand Hill and the phone isn't working, I will have to demand to my superior boss, we're gonna phone when it work, it needs to be addressed. So did the officer tell you that the phone has not been working for a long time? More than a month.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a long delay, bro.
You know what the officer did?
Mm-hmm.
He did what he shouldn't do. Gave me his personal number.
So when he's not on duty?
Thank you very much, Mose. Thank you very much, Mose. Thank you for pointing these things out for me because it's so like proof to tell one lie. But I just tell you, normally, on a normal Monday morning, on a normal regular Monday morning, I don't wake up to get upset because it's the beginning, the first day of the week.
I hope not, Brother Cullimore. I hope not.
So I get up.
And I'm glad to know that somebody was not trying to kill you.
Well, listen to me. I had a situation and I decided if you go to the person where they caused the problem, you will not go home today. This is not you telling yourself you have to control yourself. You won't call the police for me, tell them it's a case of emergency. Because that's when the judge want to tell me when I don't commit my crime. Why didn't you call the phone number and work? You see? Would
it make terrible? Cullimore. Cullimore would it take bad thing. In fact, I would have take terrible thing make laugh. Because the Sand Hill police station, I think that police station serves a lot of Belize, rural Belize, like all those.
A lot, a lot.
So you have all the you would have all the
Like
Gardenia, Biscayne.
Marshall, Boston, all these zones there.
All right. So
Yeah.
that's a critical
It's a very critical link in the
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
You know, and if you look, what my thing is,
Mm-hmm.
let's just put this that I am able and willing and have the resources to drive to the police station.
Right.
Go. Let's put this that my elderly grandmother they home and something they frighten her and they get frightened and they need to get the police there.
Mm.
When will we find out that that poor lady they need the police? When you find a dead body, right?
Yeah.
Then we make one big stink and want to change laws and that kind of thing. But I am just saying, why you want to fix somebody else's problem? This is the parable of taking the pebble out of your eye when the Mount Everest is, you want to get out of the other person's eye while in your eye you have Mount Everest.
Right.
You see what I say? You not help your basic human control.
It's unacceptable that the phone.
It should be unacceptable.
No, it is. No, this is not. No. Colin Moore, I'm not speaking to you theoretically. It is unacceptable that they phone at any station, but in particular, a phone at a station in the rural where the area to be covered is vast. We're not talking here about Belize City where you can get on a bicycle and maybe ride on 2-lane, 2 street, and you're there at the police station. You're dealing with the rural area where the area is usually spread out. And so the phone is essential. And so it is unacceptable. Yes, a phone can go bad. We've had a phone go bad with us right there on WB for the whole world to hear and see. A phone can go bad, but you cannot accept the phone being bad for a month. You know, you can't accept that.
Yeah.
Not the police, not the police department.
I want to tell you something, all due respect to the 3 police officers.
Yeah.
Very cordial.
Right.
And they can call and complain. That's how they tell me why we only go ask. We can't do a loop. You see me taking up the phone and putting it out there?
Yeah.
They can't do that because then they get reprimanding because then they put the police in what? Ill repute. You see? Like we commissioner don't put me in an ill repute like that. But listen to me. What I am saying this morning is this. Before you try to take out the leaf stone out of somebody's eye.
Listen to me. I hear that to me, okay, but you don't need to make it connect this to a bigger point to make this point. This point is a big point. This point is a big point standpoint. You want 2 foot loud and strong. You can't have one police station especially in the rural area with a malfunctioning phone for 1 month. Deal with that. Deal with that.
In 2026, it's unacceptable. We are not in 1976
What you are doing here today is you're doing a call of, this is a community service call. And you're doing a call, you're helping the police department to be better managed. So maybe the people in administrative positions are not aware that this situation exists, 1. So now they should know. 2, not only should be concerned about the fact that the phone has been down a month, but they should be concerned that their team members are uncomfortable to reach out to them to tell them that the phone is not working. So there are 2 things. 1, the phone not working, but 2, that they have not created a culture and an environment where those officers feel that it's good and comfortable for them to say, hey, you guys need to come and fix this. So there are 2 things. We don't need to connect this to a bigger thing. We talk about the bigger thing enough. That by own, you know where we stand on that. But on this matter, boss, we got no tolerance for that.
Out of order. On a point of order,
Nope.
it's out of order. Unacceptable,
All right,
brother.
not on parliament,
Anyway,
not on no parliamentarian for me, brother. But give thanks, respect, Cullimore, and yeah,
yeah, man.
respect. We will take ourselves a break and we will come back. This is WB Moside hosting remotely on this Wednesday morning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're back. This is WB Wake Up Billy's Morning Vibes. Wednesday morning, the 25th February 2026, here on Crum Radio and on XTV. And as always, we are happy that you're here. They listen to watch. They're on the stream. They're on the simulcast. So we're not the chat. But yeah, we need you for the on the air. That's what we want. We want to hear you. Hear what you will say this morning. And for that to be achieved today, you have to call 672-4770. We have a call. Krem, good morning, WB.
Morning, brother Moore.
Yeah, morning.
Yeah, you know I call because I'm the one usually just a call to report on the street where I have a pass with an avenue, right? With the children. Take them to school, but man, a long gap with all this dust, no? So, I know earlier you asked Sister Sandra me to talk about cartel. We got our own cartel back here, but a lot of cartel. Dust they have to give away. If they don't have a bite, the government got dust from where? Like for free. You understand me?
I hear you, my brother. I think the last time. Yeah.
I know the last time promised me for sending media, but I know the peer pressure that I the peer pressure from the government, from the city council, where they calling taxes, yeah.
Go ahead, my brother. You're there live.
Right? Yeah, and then one more last point. That the point, you know, back yeah, bro. The poor people and the man, how long they for fix the road, they for put a street shoe by the seaside. The poor people they can't live by the seaside and they can't get street by the seaside.
Well, they need a seawall too. That for a very long time. So the amount of infrastructural development were required, but like we have said we used to say back in the days very often. We're not say it for a while that the reason why every hurricane come and go, and that the area we're getting most leaking, but somehow we don't have the resources to put one seawall for half up and leak protection. The kind ultimately wanting people get up and left with part and they find the land. And when you hear big people who own it, then you hear about seawall and you hear all kind of thing happen, you know?
Exactly.
But then, you know, the important thing though is that it might be like I say one of the things where I had mentioned. I don't know what it was, but in our international news, you had one lady come out and say that we get the results so we organize for, and so people tend to not want to organize, right? People tend to not want to come together. We got all kind of differences, but when we face one kind of thing, we have to find ways how we could link. Not link for say, oh, we are turn the best of friends, but link for say we want bring with numbers together to achieve one result, whether all of we interest. Yeah, an important bridge we cross. You understand me, Brett?
Yes, it's understandable, but in one point, right? We try to organize something, we try to do a protest, you need lights, you need time, you need everything. Then they suppress the police. Man, listen to me. Poor people are poor people, and they man invest millions of dollars by front of catching the for who? The ghost, to breathe, to who? To one or two wealthy people, my brother. Millions.
25 million. Yeah.
Why they have to treat the poor people like that? All government in and out. They call it a big wish and big promises, and they come back on a monkey for black dog every time. I've clung along with them. It is amazing that the city council cannot fix this Western Avenue. It's a disgrace today. But we got Maca Martins, and we got so much dead end Lee Street with 2, 3 load and stand to finish their street, but like they bring down, like they like ghetto. The government like when they have ghetto so the poor people get out. That one disgrace from this administration, because they call it Y2K or 2.2, all kind of gimmicks and clown with tell the people, but they call for the better for people. Western Avenue, man, you got cement truck, you got gas truck, you got butane, you got all kind of heavy truck, dumb truck, all kind of truck faster, but I tell you this main arches and people don't got no shame, brother.
Here, my brother.
The family could eat, that's the council. For their food served, for their food not catch no dust. I got a little shop next door, man. I buy everything I buy with dust. If I'm gonna sell the dust, it no matter. Huh? If I'm the good dust to them, boy, the price over here and the next time, you know, matter.
No, we don't want that, birds. But yeah, you have to keep up the fire. Make sure that you're not forgotten on the matter. So.
Yeah, I don't want to help me by sending the media to me because
all right.
people that don't know when I will pass my children, I will carry them. I carry them clean when I reach that school and dirty.
Got you, brother. I try make that happen here.
All right, thank
yeah,
you
man.
so much, man.
Respect. All right. This is WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Again, the telephone number with the function today, 6724770. That is the direct line for you to participate in the conversation. And just before the next person call in, if somebody else call in, just for link back on this matter in the news, which I have not had the opportunity to really say anything on, where you had the murder of 2 young men in Belmopan. But we have a call. Let me just. Krem, good morning, WB.
I'd like to be on the air.
You are live on the air, sister.
Okay. Hi. Mose, I'm listening to the last caller that called. I totally agree with him. The city council, when election time, you see all kind of private heavy duty equipment out during the election time. They help them. So why now they can't call on those same private people to help fix the street? Call on them not only on election time. You see all kind of private heavy duty equipment working the streets for them. Call them now and let them fix the street. Thank you.
All right. Which street you represent?
I'm off Coney Drive. The Coney Drive area is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But I feel for those people that have streets that are not fixed. I drive outside Belize City in some big holes. The drains, they're not clean. The bush, they're high. But
so you're here to get preferential treatment, you feel?
Yes. I see city council send at least 10 men for my street. They clean the two-sided. And then the guy was tell me, give me at least $5, mommy. I will clean the drain for you. No. 10, 15 man per one street, north side Belize City. Do the same for the south side. Do the same for the south side.
All right. Respect.
All right.
All right. Maybe we'll just catch up on a break right now quickly. As we're behind, we'll come right back. This is WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Can't tell you the time because we got a little latency. Be back. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Works better when you have the mic on. This is WB Wake Billy's Morning Vibes, Wednesday morning edition, direct on Crim Radio and NXTV. I'm Mozart hosting this morning. We are about getting you on board. We want to get you talking. And so, to all those who've called in, respect is due. Thank you. That's the how this thing work. We're not there for preach. We're not there for give a speech. We're there for hear you and engage conversation style with you all the time. We're not in a studio. I'm hosting remotely. The telephone number is 672-4770. 672-4770. That is the direct line for you to participate in the conversation. We want to hear from you. We have a call coming in. Krem, good morning, WB. Good morning. You,
Yes, good morning.
you have to
Hi.
yes, you have to listen to me through the phone, my brother, because
Yeah, I already stopped my little radio, you know.
all
I
right,
leave
good.
radio, cut cream. I couldn't win on from cream, Chris the Christmas.
Okay, tell me what is
So
going
I
on?
still left on my little radio.
What's going on?
Um, the first thing I want to share my medicine with you because I heard kind of like you have a little throat or throat.
Yeah, coming off, coming
Funny.
off on and off with one flu. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I tell you what to deal with
All
because I
right.
had it when I made a Corozal.
Mm-hmm.
I had it rough. Like I feel like when I cough, I feel like blood too. And when I start to hold up fever grass, honey, ginger, not no bit that.
Gotcha.
That gone for good. Yeah, no. A couple issues maybe I have at least half a minute for each issue. When they talk about the issue in Mexico, I'm so sad to know because that I always consider a country like my second home.
Mm-hmm.
I lived there for some time. I love that place, but it's sad to hear what is going on there. So I hope the Belizean that travel through there take advice because when they think rampage over there, you know they play, you know they watch who the who. Whoever get it, that got. Yeah. I
So
love that place. Believe
you feel like remain. It will be dangerous over there for a while. No, that's the way it works out. No.
Yeah, because you see that nation have a history of being a fighter country, just like IT. And I call it IT. Some people say Haiti, but I say IT because I learned that the name come from Aboriginal people in the Caribbean, knowing that the Tainos, and they were the first people that fought for independence. And because of the same voodoo, where people say, "Oh, that voodoo, that bad thing," that's the same thing that sustained brother from the time the African diaspora come out in slavery. They stay with them voodoo, and that keep them strong. Okay, we power you send them. They want to fight forever. But going back to Mexico, yeah, it's gonna be rough because they have a history of being fighters. And unfortunately, it becomes the cartel side. In those days, you're fighting for your land and defend yourself and your people. No, it's because of territory, drug business, etc. And then have covered the entire republic. That's why I say it's sad. So Belizean traveling there, you have to be careful. Not even cartel. I recall at 2015 when I was still going around. I crossed it to Mal 2 times, and 2 times I have to run from people that follow me around the market. If you're familiar as me with Chetumal, there's an area called Saquil, San Salvador Avenue. People they follow me, they call me from a vehicle. It's hard to already get in our shop.
So your advice to you have any advice to people where they'll be
The
going
advice is that if they don't have to go there, don't go. If you have to go there, then walk like the cat. You see how the cat move? The cat very, very careful. You have to be watch all corners, throws no shadow day nor night.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing, no throws nobody, no man, woman, and picnic. That even happened at Melchor too. I call me daughter the Flores Peten. And I want, over, throws nobody, no man, woman, or picnic. And just as I tell you that, and I left her for like a minute, call me the use my public toilet there when I have it. Immediately, two people, one side from the right side, and my daughter on the left side, one man from the right, and a woman from the immediately. But thank God that day I had a long beard. And I must say, I look like one of the Taliban. I said, I run immediately gone. And I tell my daughter, remember I told you, don't trust nobody. And to wrap it, the Cuban issue is an issue that a lot of people need to understand. Cuba has been helping the world, it's true, with medical brigade and the military in the Congo and this and that. But I compare them with the Afro American in the time of war. I went to Florida and stayed there for a time, and the veterans of war, all black men from Mississippi State, you know what they said to me? They didn't want to go to the war, but they had no choice. So to me, this is the same thing with Cuba. Because I spoke to many Cubans in Miami and here at Belize, and now when they said to me, it's not when they want to go anyway, they had to go because it's the law. Eh? It's the law. They gotta go. No way you wanna go, who wanna go, who no wanna go. No, you got to go because somebody said to me, if we don't go back to Cuba, that's the next thing. Our family is in problem. They are under risk. And they said to me, gasoline and all the things have always been scarce over there. But only though the higher people, the high class people, the rich people, the government, which is a handful, they never shout at nothing. It's only we the poor, especially the Afro-Cuban.
All right, my
And
brother.
finally, I hear the lady say when he talk to you, a lady call and say to you about Guatemala. But I tell people Guatemala, Central America is a puppet of the high power, the superpowers. One from the communists, the other one from the Democrat power, superpower. They don't move unless the big people tell them to move.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't want to do the dirty work, you know. The high power will want to do the dirty work. If he ever want to do it, no one do it because they don't want to look bad, but they want to use Guatemala. That's how they want to do the dirty work. Respect, my brother.
I will give thanks. All right. We got to take our final break as we're behind on time right now. So we're going to take that and we're going to come back with the wrap of the show. Five, four, three, two, one. And with that, final break of the morning for us here inside the WB. We are closing off today. Come back Monday morning. We're gonna be remote Monday morning. So fix it up. Somebody said, like me back. So they hate it. Yeah, paraphrasing. Yeah, work on that. This is the WB for Wednesday, the 25th of February 2026. We're done. We thank the team, of course, always for make sure that we are connected. We can be seen, we can be heard. Larry G at Creme Radio, at XTV, Cliff, and Harlan Wagner. And I'm telling the trainee, I forget the name, but I'll work on that. And we hope you have a great Wednesday. Tomorrow morning, we'll be joined by host Badanui Mohammed. And on Friday as well, I will link back on Monday. As always, stand strong, stand firm. We're gone.